Hello and welcome back to How About That Crypto. You are watching daily crypto news and updates with your host, Bitcoin Stylist on Twitter and Bitcoin Hairstylist on Instagram. I'm here Monday through Friday and I explain crypto and Web3 while keeping you up to date on all the latest. Today's news stories are different states and municipalities are approaching crypto differently all across the US. Tennessee is not only trying to adopt it, but they are setting up infrastructure to custody their crypto. Meanwhile, New York State is gearing up to deal a major blow to the crypto in their state, and they don't even see it. And Fort Worth, Texas is going to be mining Bitcoin. What does all this mean? Not to worry, I'll explain it all. But first, if you like or don't like the content, please let me know by leaving a comment below. If you're listening on podcasts, please give me 5 stars and follow me. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Just to be clear and litigious, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can use the links below to do your own research. All right, so I'm back from a little mental vacation where I decided to do the bare minimum required to be lazy for a week or so. I believe it or not, I missed all of y'all. And while I was away, I worked on a roadmap for the show. So if you stay to the end, I have some exciting things to share with you. All right. So there has been a few big announcements while I was out. I'm saving one for tomorrow, but these stories are so good. So let's just dive right in. All over the world, governments, big and small, are trying to figure out if they are going to buy, hodl, adopt, or regulate crypto. Hodl is hold. If you don't know, hold on for dear life. Most of these governments are taking their own unique path in figuring all this crypto stuff out. And today we focus on a few states taking their own steps in crypto. And we're really talking about quite a few states here. So this title should probably be called American States Go Crypto. But anyway, let's go on. I'm going to just share my screen here. If you're listening on podcasts, please just use the links below. All right. So here we have, this is some Nashville Post. Author Stephen Elliott reports for Nashville Post. State of Tennessee prepares to hold cryptocurrencies. Treasury Department seeking a vendor to help manage unclaimed virtual coins. So I'm going to read this for you here. The state of Tennessee is looking for a contractor to hold cryptocurrencies on its behalf. A request for proposals with a Thursday deadline asks potential vendors to tell the Tennessee Department of Treasury how the company would manage for the state virtual currencies like Bitcoin. Currently, the state holds no cryptocurrencies according to RFP and is seeking a vendor in order to be prepared in the event that unclaimed virtual currency is remitted to the state's unclaimed property program. All right. So this is going to help them custody unclaimed property. It'll probably help them custody seized property, but they're just talking about unclaimed property. So the state of Tennessee has unclaimed property program that holds more than $1 billion in assets, and that's a lot. So basically, an unclaimed property is any financial asset that has been abandoned or unclaimed. For example, stocks, bonds, savings accounts, security deposits with no activity for a year or more. That's how that's the definition for unclaimed property that I found. So it makes sense that they want to figure out a systemized way to hold these assets in the event they become unclaimed, or maybe even if they become seized. The interesting thing about this bill, is that in February, there was a bill that was introduced to enable state and local governments to hold crypto on their balance sheet as an investment. So this bill is in the Finance Ways and Means Committee right now, and it's been there for a little bit. I'm assuming that something in the meetings could have raised a flag on custody. See, the thing is, how you hold the assets is a big part of the regulatory challenges. Perhaps I'm just making this up, but maybe they were like, hey, we don't have any custody rules or vendors, so we can't pass this rule. It's like, okay, well, let's do this first. Oh, and we either have or will have unclaimed or even seized digital assets. So either way, we have to figure this thing out. That all makes sense to me. First, figure out custody so the municipalities can custody it and on their own and in their treasuries. I think this is super bullish because this is setting up the infrastructure. Other states that want to get into this will see these states blazing the trails on figuring all this stuff out. I think this is super bullish. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Please leave a comment below, and I am moving on. Now, this one is not so exciting. I've spoken in length about proof of work mining energy consumption. Proof of work is the high energy intensive consensus protocol for Bitcoin. There are not that many cryptocurrencies that run on this. Ethereum is the second largest crypto, and they are transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake. Basically, proof of work is considered the most decentralized and secure consensus protocol. Basically, the more people get on the network, the more energy is needed because the protocol is meant to prevent any one group to take control of the network. There's this thing called a 51% attack. And if you take over 51% or more of the network, you can effectively change and reverse transactions or redo the transactions. So that way, basically, you can enrich yourselves or take advantage of other people. And proof of stake can be done that way. And everyone thinks it's so good. But the reality is, it's not as secure and it's way more centralized. So if a group of people got together that had the most money, they could take over the network. Tell me why you would like that. Bitcoin will most likely never change their protocols to be off of proof of work. Also, if you want an asset or currency that cannot be controlled by anyone, government, then you want to keep proof of work. The question of the impact this has on the environment are interesting. Many people hear about this asset being speculated on and it consumes a lot of energy, so it must be bad. I don't get it, and it consumes a lot of energy. Must be bad. Let's ban it because I don't get it anyway. Other people see this as a buyer of last resort, which will help build new energy production and give greater energy security and give more control over what the energy portfolio looks like. I've spoken about that in length, and I won't dive into that today. However, some people do not want to explore these benefits. They just want to destroy it. New York is gearing up to deal a major blow to crypto in the state. Author Casey Wagner reports for Blockworks. New York bill banning proof of work crypto mining poised to advance. New York's crypto mining moratorium bill is one step closer to advancing to the state assembly. Let me read this a little bit from here. It says, if passed, the bill would place a moratorium on proof of work crypto mining for at least 2 years. One environmentally minded state lawmaker is concerned about fossil fuel plants moving into crypto mining. Basically, New York doesn't want any more fossil fuel energy production being created. And there's certain environmental groups that are worried that this would prevent them for the state from reaching its emission goals. They might be right in increasing more fossil fuel energy production. I don't know how you offset that. So it makes sense why they're worried about this. This also means that there's no green energy production being incentivized by the proof of work mining. I won't spend too much time on this, but this is going to cause a lot of businesses to leave New York if this is passed. Maybe this doesn't matter to these groups. This will also keep New York from using these high energy consumers from providing incentives to build green energy sector. Now, imagine if you were like, oh, we have these green energy producers. This is a new business. What if we require a license and they have to consume green energy? Would they be allowed to force crypto mining operations to do this? If the license could say 80% of the energy you consume must be renewable, or they can offset their consumption with investments into green energy. Based on this reading, it sounds like if they use 100% renewable, maybe they could still operate. I don't know about that for sure, but I'm going to be following this closely and keeping you apprised. This is expected to get into the assembly this week. So what do you think about this? What are your thoughts? Please leave a comment below. If you want to know more about what I'm talking about with the energy production being used as the energy consumption being a good thing for the green energy sector, please leave a comment below and I'll respond to that. All right, so let's keep moving on. All right, this one's super interesting. Author Mackenzie Sigalos reports for CNBC. Fort Worth is the first city in the U.S. to mine Bitcoin and will run mining rigs out of City Hall. I want to play this short little video for you. Let's let this ad run for a second. And in the meantime, while this is running, so this mayor, she's the first millennial mayor of Fort Worth, Texas, and she's really looking at using crypto to put Fort Worth on the map in a big way. So here, let's check this.
Adding Bitcoin to the city's balance sheet, supporting the Fort Worth is getting into the Bitcoin mining business. What's the ultimate goal here? Is it about adding Bitcoin to the city's balance sheet, supporting the crypto mining industry more broadly, all of the above?
All of the above. And the other thing I'd add, Mackenzie, is this is really about tech and innovation for the city of Fort Worth, right? We want to be at the forefront of this industry and understand that cryptocurrency is synonymous with innovation right now across the United States and really across the world.
So does this have anything to do with helping the Texas energy grid? I've personally focused a lot of my reporting on grid dynamics and how adding flexible buyers like Bitcoin miners can help to counterbalance intermittent power sources like wind and solar.
Well, it's interesting for you to bring that up. A lot of people don't understand that that's possible in this industry with cryptocurrency, but the Texas Blockchain Council, led by Lee Bratcher, was really put in place because of Governor Abbott, which was right around that same time period in a legislative session that this was created. So I think that is one goal statewide. But for us locally, we've got 3 Bitcoin mining machines that were donated to us to be put in the City of Fort Worth server room. Each Bitcoin machine really is about the same equivalency as a household vacuum cleaner. So it's a pretty low energy use. But I think to your point, really, to understand what cryptocurrency could mean for our local economy and really Texas economy, energy security is one piece of that, of course. But what is the future? And I know that cryptocurrency will be a piece of that. And I've been really encouraged by the partnership we've had from a private sector to get us thinking differently at the city to be a part of innovation in the future.
So essentially, this comes down to using the city's resources to buy a risky asset. Why not buy tech stocks or try out another high risk, high reward investment?
Well, what's interesting is all those things are really less risky because they're a part of a portfolio of opportunities for any city investment, right? It's different. Cryptocurrency, as you well know, is a little uncharted territory for any municipal government. And so because of this partnership, it really made it possible. And maybe we wouldn't be here if we didn't have these machines donated in the first place, because we're probably going to be really neutral in terms of what we make off just 3 machines, but it allows us to explore the opportunity further into the future.
Okay, I thought that was pretty dope to listen to her talk about it. So the machines have been donated, and the energy that they're going to pull is expected to be offset by Bitcoin and shouldn't be more than running a vacuum cleaner. That's what she said. The biggest thing about this is that the city of Fort Worth will own Bitcoin. Will they sell it? So once they mine the Bitcoin and they get paid in Bitcoin, all of a sudden the city is officially a Bitcoin holder. So what are they going to do? Sell it? Are they going to hodl it? If they hodl it, they would be blazing more trails to be a municipality that owns it in their balance sheet. Check this out. Mayor Parker is setting an example and effectively de-risking both Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin treasury production. Mayor Parker is setting an example and effectively de-risking both Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin treasury strategies for every other mayor in the country. And I wouldn't be surprised to see more announcements like this coming in the future, said Brammer. Brammer is, this person works on, I think he's the blockchain caucus. Let me see. Sorry. Okay, it says Alex Brammer, VP of Business Development for Luxor. And Luxor is what? Luxor, if I'm not mistaken, they allow businesses to pull their money and be part of one big pool. So you don't have to like hope that your machine gets the Bitcoin. You just want your pool that you're part of get the Bitcoin. So anyway, this guy is saying that she's setting a great example, de-risking both Bitcoin mining and Bitcoin treasury strategies, which I just brought up. Also, Brammer also cited the possibility that governments could use Bitcoin mining to help stabilize electrical grids in the transition to clean power, which I just brought up. In the future, it is likely that Bitcoin miners will sit alongside industry scale battery storage to provide grid firming services that prevent blackouts and other interruptions to the grid caused by the addition of intermittent wind and solar generation. In this context, it would make sense for cities to start to fund build large-scale mining infrastructures themselves. So what do you think about this? This just touched on so many things. It touched on Bitcoin mining being used as a positive for the energy sector, not as a negative. Also, this mayor is blazing a trail to become a crypto holder and a crypto miner. What are your thoughts on this? Please leave a comment below. I want to hear from you. And I am going to move on to our last article. So finally, here are a few other states that are considered crypto friendly. Author Emma Newberry reports for the Motley Fool. These 5 states are the best for crypto investors. This article is written in January and the crypto world moves very fast, but I just want to go over these real quick. Okay, so California is working hard to attract the cryptocurrency industry. I reported that they did put a bill forward to allow people to use crypto to pay for their taxes. I don't think that has passed yet, but this says that says some of the biggest shares of crypto hires this year have been in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Proper cryptocurrency exchanges like Kraken and Coinbase are headquartered there. And it says Golden State won the title for the most crypto ready state. However, this also says things might change because California created an Office of Financial Technology and Innovation. So we'll see what comes out of California. They also have an issue with energy, so we'll see if they adopt this energy consumer or not. Wyoming has some of the most crypto-friendly regulations in the United States. It has approved over 20 laws to make it easier for crypto businesses to operate. These include exempting crypto from normal money processing rules and making crypto transactions free from state taxes. They also passed a DAO law to make DAOs recognized as a legal entity. And a DAO purchased a lot of land. That's pretty cool. It says it even approved a new crypto banking charter, which enabled Kraken to open Kraken Financial, the first U.S. crypto bank in the state. How sick is that? Another crypto bank called Avanti opened in Wyoming at the end of last year. Boom, building out the infrastructure. Florida, Miami's Mayor Francis Suarez and Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis are both championing Florida's crypto credentials. Most recently, DeSantis proposed the state accept crypto payments towards certain taxes. Suarez has championed Miami Coin. That's right. There is a Miami Coin, a crypto created by a company called City Coins that gives 30% of its revenue to Miami. Suarez wants to use the yield from the coin to pay a dividend to Miami residents, amongst other things. The mayor is already collecting his wages in Bitcoin. Boom. That's a pretty big deal. And is pushing hard to make Miami a crypto hub. So watch Florida and Miami, watch that state. Texas is another contender for the crypto crown. The pro-crypto laws and low energy costs proving particularly appealing to the Bitcoin mining industry. Not New York, like we just learned about. The state is luring miners with tax credits, training, and other incentives, though there are already concerns about whether Texas energy grid can handle the demand. So Texas actually has a deal with crypto miners that they have to turn down their energy consumption at peak hours, and they can increase it to basically stabilize a constant pull on the energy grid. It says this year, state passed several laws to improve regulatory framework for crypto, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they're looking to increase the size of their energy production in the state, and that's how crypto is going to help them. Okay, it also says that they paved ways for banks to provide custody services for crypto. Remember, we talked about custody. Colorado passed various bits of legislation that are similar to Wyoming's blockchain rules. And it says Colorado's high crypto usage and crypto-friendly laws push it into our list. And they've also said that they're going to accept crypto for tax payments by this summer. So we'll keep an eye on that to see where that goes. What are your thoughts on all this? What do you think about all this news? I think that this is super awesome. Like, this is super cool to come back from a little vacation and have all this awesome stuff to tell you about all these different states that are doing big things in crypto and deciding not to wait for the federal government or federal regulators to figure this stuff out. So what do you think? Leave a comment below. So you made it to the end, and I just wanted to let you know, while I was out, I've been thinking about what the next steps for the show are. I'll still do regular news. I might reduce the news, but for now, we'll stay Monday through Friday. But I am working on getting you more interviews. My goal is to focus on rising talent in the crypto space, give college students who are working in Web3 and on crypto projects, whether they're in school or on the side, and give them a chance to tell their story, hear what they're working on and why they're excited about crypto. If you know any young rising crypto talent that loves talking about it, what they're working on, please let me know. I'd love to have them on the show. Okay. Well, until next time, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, and have a good day and hodl on.